Hey guys, it's Codger here, and I'm just shooting the intro for the Dolmar video, and we're gonna get into our specifications like we always do. So this is a model 119 Dolmar. Dolmar, this is the company, the manufacturer company. Dolmar. This is weird because it's German. Massanin Fabrik and Company. That's so bad, but that's and it was out of Hamburg, Germany. So the home of the burger. No. Oh, okay, fake news. No. All right. So it was introduced in 1976. I have no clue how old mine is. I haven't noticed any time stamping on anything yet. If I do, I will put it in future videos. And there is no year listed here for the year that they were discontinued. The model was discontinued. So I don't know. I really don't know. It could be, who knows. So I'll keep you posted on that if I see any timestamps or anything on anything that indicates it. I've done a little bit of research online trying to figure out when they stopped making that model, and I've come up dry, so not really sure on that one. It's a 61cc saw, and it's supposed to be a real ripper from what I've seen online. It's pretty crazy, and you can see it when you rev it up and stuff, and you're kind of hanging onto it loose, you know. It just rocks in your hand. It's crazy. So I think it's gonna be pretty nuts. Let me see here. 7.2 kilograms is the weight. Must be where it's a German saw. They didn't put it in pounds. Let me hang on. Just to pounds. So that would be 15.8 pounds. Let me see here. Anti-vibration handlebar system. That's funny because that saw vibrates like the most out of all the saws. So maybe just the rubbers and stuff are shot. I don't know. Chain brake. They did have chain brakes. Mine does not have a chain brake. It's gone or taken off, or I don't know. I might see, especially if it's as powerful of a saw as it's supposed to be. I probably will see if I can get a chain brake for it. And also, I don't think it has dogs on the front. One of the saws does. I think it's a solo. But the Dolmar doesn't, and I do want to get some dogs for it. Plus it just adds the look, right? Let me see here. Tillotson carburetors. All different models, but it was always Tillotson's, according to this. See here. Maximum engine RPM 7,500. That's kind of, I don't know, it doesn't seem like a lot. Maybe it's just more torquey than anything. I mean, it seems like it turns pretty fast, pretty hard, but we'll see. I mean, I haven't cut any wood with it yet. Fuel ratio 25 to 1. Chain pitch 3/8. That's pretty common. Alright, shortest bar supplied. This is crazy. 13 inches. If you can imagine. I don't get that. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like these 12-inch, these great big saws, like the McCulloch the other day. What was it, like the smallest was like a 12-inch bar, and it's like an 80cc saw. Why? I don't understand it. Like Buckin. I mention him in like every chainsaw video. That's funny. He puts like 30-inch bars on his McCullochs, and they lap it right up. They just rip. And then the longest bar is 24-inch bar. So I feel like that's cutting the saw short on that. But anyway, and color scheme: orange enamel with a black top, or silver enamel with a black top. So maybe they had one that was silver and then just had the black top cover. Kind of sounds that way. Alright guys, let me flip the camera around here and show you what they look like. The two different, there's kind of two different schemes, it looks like, but I'll show you what they look like when they were new. Okay guys, there's one, Sachs Dolmar 119, pretty snazzy, huh? It might just be the way the photos are taken. It might be the same exact design, but it might be that the colors look different the way the photos are taken, you know. And this is obviously, we're looking at the clutch side here and like the starter side there, so anyway, that could just be what's going on. But yeah, so there they are, and I'm pretty pumped about this saw. So let's get into the video, guys. Thanks for being here, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoy it. There'll be more to come. Hey guys, I got the Sachs and Dolmar here, 119. We're gonna see. I know already that it'll run. Started it up there a couple days ago, and it'll run if you keep giving it throttle. But every time you try to let idle, it dies. So I'm gonna start it up here and give it a little gas. See if I can get it just to idle. Play around with idling screws, see what happens, and we'll see if we can get to idle. I have high hopes for this saw. This is supposed to be quite a powerhouse. So this has been sitting, of course, I don't know how long. It was my great-grandfather's, and I picked it up the other day and thought, wouldn't it be cool if we could get some of these old saws running? So we'll see what happens. For those of you who don't know, Sachs Dolmar was a German actual saw company. So all their parts and things were made in Germany. Really high quality saws. Really popular saws, I would dare say, in the day. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm going to start it up. I don't know how fast it'll start up, and once we get it started, I'll try to play around with the screws and see if I can get it to idle. I don't know what the chances are, but we'll see. Okay guys, got the Sachs here, screwdriver. See if we can get her to start here first. Don't go too far. We're up full choke. Set the screwdriver down here. It's gonna get. Take that seal off. We'll lose that. Show her on. But will she idle? With that one, a lot of work anyway. Shut the choke off. Okay guys, this might be a little bit harder than I thought. So as you can see, it runs, and she's a brute, to say the least, but it's going to take a little work to get her to idle. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to cut here, and I'll play around, see if I can get it to idle. We'll be back. Hey guys, I'm back. This is the other problem. If I can get the camera focus, it has pukes oil like crazy. This is a like an automatic oiling saw. I assume. I can't find any oiler button on it. So anyway, I don't know what that's all about. I don't know what's causing it. I don't know. They got this plate thing riveted on there, so I can't get in behind that. So I don't know. There might be quite a bit more to follow with that. So, yeah. Alright. Still trying to get it to idle. I don't know. It ain't promising, but we'll see. I'll be back. Hey guys! We are so close though. So close. This thing was way out of adjustment, I guess. Because I've been tweaking stuff like nuts trying to get it to run. But we're close. We're right at the door. If I can just fine tune it just a little bit, I think she'll idle. Getting so close. So close. Alright, I'll be back. I think we got it! Awesome. We did it, guys. So now she'll idle. So now we got to address that oil dumping issue. All of its glory. And this did have a bar and chain on it. I just took it off while I was working on it. But so we'll get the oiler fixed. Carb seems to be totally fine. So, knock on wood, right? Well, it's plastic, so I probably just jinxed myself. Anyway, so, I mean, it has spark, obviously, right? Its carb's fine, as far as I know. Air cleaner and stuff just needs to be washed out, so, like a screen air filter. So, wash that out. Yeah, get that oil thing fixed. Put a bar and chain on this bad boy and cut some firewood, huh? It's pretty nuts. I don't know how long this thing's been sitting, but I think this saw is like from the 70s. I'll probably tell you more in future videos. There'll be a lot of videos on this saw. So probably, I mean, I've got kind of a whole list of projects going, and I think this will be coming back at you very soon. So, yeah. Alright. So we did it. That's pretty cool, because I took this out the other day, and you know, just to see if it would start. And started it up. Ran fine. Just put gas in it. That's all I did. And anyway, so I started up. Ran fine, as long as you kept the throttle on it. So it wouldn't idle at all. So I knew I had to tune it. I tried to tune it the other day. I didn't have time. I played around with it a little bit and figured I'd play with it later. So yeah. Anyway, she's gonna be a runner. So that's pretty nuts. So yeah, we'll get her put back together, and I will have more information on the saw for you later on. And when I get everything all fixed, we're gonna cut some wood with it. So until then. Okay guys, I'm back. Kinda had a duh/aha moment with the oil thing. I'm kinda not used to these automatic oilers, because most of the saws I have right now are manual oilers. So, actually all of them except one, other than this one. But anyway, so this is so funny, I feel so dumb. Anyway, so when I was revving it up, it was dispensing the oil. Right, because it's an automatic oiler. So when I rev it up, it doesn't know the difference between having a chain and not having a chain, so it's dispensing oil. Thinks it's cutting wood. So I don't have an oil problem. So I will get a bar and, well, the bar and the chain back on this bad boy. Sharpen it up. We'll cut some wood. This thing is nuts. I'm pretty sure this is going to be crazy. So, yeah, I'll get the information for the saw and all technical stats and stuff. We'll get a bar and chain on this, and I will be back. And we're going to give it a run. Gonna give it a run. Alright, guys. Thanks. I'll be right back. Hey, guys. This is Codger. I'm back. We got some bad news about the Sachs Dolmar. It's, yeah. So the last scene you saw, I said I was going to put a bar and chain on it, and we were going to cut some wood. Well, it's been dramatic, folks. I'm getting choked up. No, seriously, what happened was I put the bar and the chain on, right? And, of course, it wasn't tuned to have the bar and chain on. You know what I'm saying? So you put the bar and chain on, and the chain was turning when it was idling. So I was like, no big deal. I'll just play around with the idle or screw and stuff, and we'll get it tuned up, slow the engine down, and we'll get the chain to stop turning, and then we'll cut some wood with it. Well, there's a problem with that. And the problem was that the engine, no matter what I did, wouldn't idle down. It was racing, is what it was doing. And that's a sign of sucking air somewhere. So I decided the other day that I should take the carburetor off and check out the gaskets and see, is it sucking like an intake gasket or something? Is it leaking air around there? So, sorry guys, allergies are really flared up with all this stuff going. But anyway, so I took the carburetor off. It's funny because I said I took the carburetor off, but it was not that easy. Let me tell you about it. So this saw is put together completely with, hang on, Allen head bolts. Focus. There we go. Alright. I absolutely hate Allen head bolts with a passion. Because what happens is, and it's always on old stuff, right? Somebody who had the saw, or whatever it is, before you, they got the wrong size Allen in there and they spun out the hole, right? Then you come along, innocent, just trying to take it apart, and you can't get it apart. So this bothers me, guys. It's a beef of mine. If I could outlaw one type of screw in the world, it would be Allen head screws. So it had two long Allen head screws come down through and bolted the carburetor onto the cylinder here. And I started taking out screws, right? And I fought to get the side cover off too, by the way, because I wanted to have a look in there. I hadn't been in there yet, make sure everything was okay and kosher. But so I get to the carburetor and I get all the screws out, but that one right there. Okay. And I'm like, this is going too easy, right? These screws are just coming right out. Well, I get to that screw, bolt, whatever you want to call it, right? And I put the Allen in there, and I can see it's a little chewed up, so I'm getting nervous, right? So I put it in there, and I'm putting pressure in, and I'm trying to make sure it doesn't slip, because I know if it slips, it's game over. I'm trying to turn it, and it ain't going, and then it slips. So at that point, between it being chewed out before and then it slipping there, and there was nothing that could be done. So I'm like, well, I have to get the carburetor off, right? I have to. I can't. There's no other option. So I didn't know what I was going to do. And I was freaking out, right? I had a really bad day with the chainsaws and endeavors. Right from one chainsaw to the next, I've had a bad week. All the chainsaws would at least burp, okay, that I got. And then this week, they all had catastrophic meltdown failures of some sort. So, anyways, so I did the only logical thing, the only logical thing for a redneck Maine to do. I got out the old 5/16 wrench here, and this rubber mallet, and I beat that wrench onto the end of the Allen head. I wanted to get a file on there and just put some sides on the bolt so that I could get the wrench on and turn it less barbarically. But the tolerances were so tight, and it has this collar on here for where the air filter bolts up. So you actually have to get in straight through this pocket there to get into the bolts. So there really isn't any way that you can get in there and do anything with it. So I beat the wrench on, and I'm beaten, right? Well, in the process, apparently, instead of having a little rubber gasket seal back here, there's what they call an intake manifold block, which I've never seen before. Usually there's just a little gasket. Well, this used to be the block. Here's the front side of the block. Can you see that? I totally smashed the block, okay? It was old, and the plastic, if you can see right there, is like deteriorated from the gas, I guess. I don't know. It's all, and it like crumbled to like dust. It's really bad shape. So anyway, I completely destroyed this, which I feel bad about and don't at the same time, because I had to get the carburetor off, and there was no other way to get the carburetor off. So, luckily, somebody on online, eBay, had one of those. One person on the whole internet had one, and it was used. But I snatched it. So, I was not waiting around to see if somebody else bought it. I was like, I have to order this right now. So it's coming in the mail. I don't know when it'll be here. Not really sure. But we're waiting on that part, along with probably a full carburetor kit. I did get the carburetor off, of course, right? So, it's a Tillotson. Big shocker there. And I don't know. I'm going to call probably down to Ware's chainsaw shop there and see if I can get a carb kit for it. It's doubtful. But where it's a Tillotson, maybe this is a common carburetor. Maybe it is. Like when I called for the Solo, he told me that he should have had a carb kit there, that they were just out of stock because it was a common model. So maybe it'll be the same thing with the Dolmar, only hopefully he'll have it in stock. So we'll see what happens. I'll probably try to get a carb kit for that. Call and see what they got. So we're gonna get a carb kit on here. Now the other day, this is another thing. The other day, I go to shut this off, right, on the off switch, and I flip down on that, and I'm like, ow, jeez. If I didn't know better, I'd say I was lifted, right? It's like, wow, that felt like a zap. So a little bit later, same thing. I'm like, jeez. So I was like, what the heck's going on? That was a zap, right? So I get in here, and the coating, the rubber coating, and the wire going to the switch had actually deteriorated. Probably there was a little gas or something that got down here and eaten the rubber. Anyway, so it was crumbling off, and it was bare wires just laid up against the side of the case here. So I put a little electrical tape around that, just for my own safety. It's not a good morning when you get buzzed, guys. It's friggin'... that thing packs a little punch. I couldn't believe it. It's a lot of current for that little switch. But, anyway. So, yeah. I've been kind of scheming about getting the clutch off here, just to have a look and and see what was going on. This clutch is like backwards to anything I've seen before. Usually, you've got all this stuff pointing the other way, and you got a cover on the outside, right? You know what I'm talking about. And your chain goes right on the outside here. This one, it's got, if I can get it, there you go. See, it's got the, I don't know what they call it, but the piece down there for the chain to go in. And then the clutch is out here. It's really strange. Now this isn't, I assumed that this was the knot that held the whole thing on, but I don't seem to be able to get it to loosen up. Yeah. And I'm not sitting here turning the flywheel, guys. I've had a wrench on this side of the flywheel, and then a wrench on here, and I just can't seem to get it to loosen up. I don't really know. I am not really sure what's going on, but yeah, I'm having troubles that way. So, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to get the clutch off it or not. I think it's probably alright, but, you know, when it was doing that, turning the chain like that, I did kind of wonder if maybe something was goofy with the clutch. So we'll see. I don't know. But, looks like I also may have lost my linkage for the throttle. Oh, right there. Okay. I gotta hang on to that. Can't lose that. Actually, I'll lay that right in there. Okay, so that's the update on the Sachs, guys. I really wanted to have this thing going, like S-A-P, S-A-A, yeah, you know what I mean, as soon as possible. So, but it hasn't worked out that well so far. One last thing that kind of poses a little bit of a, not really a problem, but, I mean, yeah. I have no screws for the top case cover here. So, yeah, I gotta find out. I don't know if the holes are stripped out and the screws were lost. I don't know. I may have to get some screws and drill out the holes and tap them. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I gotta get that so it actually bolts back on there. But, anyway, I'm happy because we have spark. And that's what bothers me the most. When we don't have spark, I get really tense. Because that usually leads to a lot of expensive parts and stuff. Unless it's just a plug. I mean, I'm not a total cheapskate. And it leads to electronics and stuff sometimes. And I don't like that. So anyway, I can deal with having a possible carburetor air leak thing. That works for me. So, yep, that's the update on the Dolmar, guys. I want to get it running as soon as possible. This saw is so crazy powerful. So crazy powerful. So this is gonna be exciting. So stay tuned. There'll be more videos on the Sachs Dolmar and all the other saws. Thanks for watching. And leave a comment. Leave a thumbs up, leave a thumbs down, give me your feedback, guys, and we will return with more chainsaw awesomeness. Thanks for watching.